Carl Jung, The Secret Path to Finding Your Soul. Your vision will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. Who looks outside, dreams. Who looks inside, awakes. Carl Jung. In a world filled with noise and endless distractions, the real journey is the one that leads us inward to the secret path of finding our soul. At Spiritual Wisdom, we invite you not just to listen, but to apply these timeless principles in your daily life to nurture personal growth, inner peace, and lasting happiness. What does finding your soul mean to you? Share your thoughts in the comments below, because your perspective could inspire someone else on their path of awakening. 1. The crisis of modern life and the call of the soul. Carl Jung saw with piercing clarity that the pursuit of money, fame, and fleeting pleasures does not lead to happiness, but instead deepens anxiety, loneliness, and the sense of meaninglessness that plagues modern life. He observed that when success is measured only in bank accounts, recognition, or social status, the human spirit becomes restless and hollow. For the soul, the innermost sanctuary of our being, has been forgotten. Jung reminded us that the soul is like a quiet rock, unmoved by life's storms, an indestructible presence that can support us when nothing else can. To ignore this sanctuary is to live in constant hunger, but to return to it is to rediscover the wellspring of true fulfillment. In today's world, where achievements and appearances dominate, countless people who seem to have it all still confess to feeling empty and purposeless. Their stories are living parables, showing us that without anchoring ourselves in the soul, every triumph feels shallow. Spirituality does not demand that we reject the outer world, but calls us to balance it with inner depth, to recognize that meaning is not created by applause, but revealed through silence, reflection, and authenticity. A spiritual awakening is not about escaping reality, but transforming it, allowing even ordinary moments to shine with significance. The path Jung described is the journey of individuation, the process of becoming whole by uniting our conscious and unconscious selves. It is a journey of listening to the quiet voice within, aligning outer ambitions with inner truth, and embracing life not as endless competition, but as a field for growth, compassion, and deeper understanding. In this way, the crisis of modern life is not merely a burden, but a call, urging us to awaken spiritually, to shift our priorities, and to live with greater meaning and resilience. When we dare to pause and ask what our soul is yearning for, we open ourselves to a life where fulfillment is no longer a fleeting achievement, but a lasting presence rooted in the depths of who we truly are. Comment below. I hear the call of my soul. If you're ready to rise above the crisis of modern life and walk the secret path within. 2. Individuation, the path to wholeness. Life unfolds like a book of 2 chapters. In the first, our attention is outward, absorbed by work, relationships, and survival, while in the second, it turns inward, inviting us to explore the unconscious and awaken spiritually. This inward journey is what Carl Jung called individuation, the process of uniting the conscious and unconscious parts of the self to achieve wholeness, not perfection. Wholeness comes not from denying what we fear or hiding our flaws, but from embracing every aspect of our being, weaving light and shadow into a single tapestry of authenticity. Jung reminded us that wholeness is not achieved by cutting off a portion of one's being, but by integration of the contraries, urging us to face the hidden parts of ourselves with courage and acceptance. Individuation becomes the steady ground beneath our feet. When life's storms rage, a rock that holds us firm when everything external feels unstable. Through this process, we stop tying our worth to fleeting achievements and begin anchoring ourselves in the unshakable foundation of our inner truth. By bringing unconscious material into awareness, we not only heal old wounds, but also unlock deeper creativity, clarity of purpose, and more authentic relationships. The anxieties and emptiness that once consumed us lose their grip, for we begin to see them as messages from the soul, guiding us back to integration. The path of individuation can be compared to a tree. In the first half of life, it grows tall, spreading its branches outward, but in the second, it deepens its roots into unseen soil, drawing strength from the hidden depths. Just as the tree needs both height and depth to endure, we too must balance outward pursuits with inner exploration. In a modern world obsessed with success, wealth, and recognition, it is easy to lose touch with what truly matters. Yet spirituality teaches us that the treasures we chase outwardly are often waiting to be found within. Individuation calls us to see spirituality and spiritual development not as abstract ideals, but as lived experiences of integration. To walk this path is to stop striving for a flawless image of perfection, and instead embrace the full reality of who we are, our strengths, weaknesses, hopes, fears, and shadows. It is a lifelong journey, not a quick escape, and each step draws us closer to the soul's true voice. By uniting what is divided, by honoring both the conscious and the unconscious, we awaken to resilience, authenticity, and meaning. And in this awakening, we discover that the secret path to finding the soul is not outside us, but has always been waiting within. 3. Trials, suffering, and soul work. Trials, grief, and inner conflict awaken the deepest call of the soul. For as Carl Jung said, there is no coming to consciousness without pain. Suffering, though heavy, is never without purpose. It forces you to break free from conformity, to stop numbing yourself with society's expectations, and to turn inward toward the truth of who you are. When life brings loss, heartbreak, or turmoil, it is not simply chaos. It is the soul's way of urging you to awaken, to search for meaning beyond comfort, and to grow into wholeness. True intelligence and spiritual wisdom are born not from ease, but from the courage to face yourself in the mirror of suffering. Every real advance of humanity has come from such trials. Prophets, philosophers, and visionaries were not shaped by luxury, but by fire, their pain becoming the soil of wisdom. What looks like despair to the world becomes, for the soul, the seed of rebirth. Jung reminds us, the shoe that fits one person pinches another. There is no recipe for living that suits all cases. Your suffering is uniquely yours, crafted to guide your transformation. By walking through it, rather than resisting it, you reclaim the fragments of yourself and begin the process of individuation, uniting shadow and light, conscious and unconscious, into a whole and authentic being. When you resist, you sink into emptiness. But when you allow yourself to feel and learn, suffering reveals its secret purpose. Like a rock that stands unmoved against raging waves, your soul becomes grounded in strength that cannot be shaken. Viktor Frankl observed, in some way, suffering ceases to be suffering at the moment it finds a meaning. That meaning is the hidden door, turning pain into wisdom and despair into transformation. The truth is clear. You cannot bypass suffering if you wish to find your soul. Conformity offers numbness, but robs you of authenticity. Trials, grief, and inner conflict are not punishments, but invitations, silent whispers calling you to awaken, to embrace your unique path, and to discover the strength and divine wisdom already within you. Beneath every wound lies not only pain, but the possibility of becoming whole. And this is the secret path that Carl Jung points toward: the transformation of suffering into the foundation of spiritual awakening. Leave a like and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to activate the notification bell so you won't miss any powerful content like this. Comment below: I embrace the trials that shape my soul, if you are ready to grow through your challenges. 4. Dreams, the shadow, and the soul image. Dreams are not illusions, but guiding words of the soul, carrying messages from the unconscious to lead you closer to your true self. Carl Jung believed that each dream is like a map, pointing toward hidden truths about your life, your wounds, and your potential. When you practice active imagination, you step into a living dialogue with the unconscious, asking questions and receiving answers through images, feelings, and inner voices. This practice opens a gateway to spirituality and spiritual awakening because it invites you to turn inward, to awaken from the illusion that fulfillment lies only in the external world, and to begin the deeper journey of discovering your soul. The first step in this journey is to face the shadow, the denied self that holds all the qualities you have rejected, feared, or pushed away. Modern life often trains us to hide our anger, vulnerability, or deep desires, creating a false identity that leaves us divided and restless. Jung taught that ignoring the shadow only allows it to control you from the dark, but embracing it transforms weakness into strength. By integrating these forgotten parts, you gather lost fragments of your being, becoming more authentic and alive. Confronting the shadow is difficult, but it is also liberating, for it allows you to drop the masks that society demands and to live from your wholeness rather than from a fractured identity. Beyond the shadow lies the anima and animus, the inner soul images that embody the opposite gendered aspects within you. For men, the anima opens the path to intuition, compassion, and creativity, while for women, the animus awakens reason, vision, and boldness. These forces are not opposites to suppress, but companions to embrace, because wholeness is born when you unite the masculine and feminine energies within. The integration of these aspects enriches every area of life. Your relationships deepen with understanding. Your creativity flourishes with balance, and your inner world radiates harmony. In a culture that constantly divides strength from sensitivity, reason from intuition, and logic from love, this integration becomes a revolutionary act of healing and expansion. Individuation, the process of becoming whole, is not about perfection, but about embracing the totality of who you are. It is about weaving together the visible and the hidden, the conscious and the unconscious, the shadow and the soul image, until you stand rooted in authenticity. In a world obsessed with external success, Jung's wisdom offers a radical truth. Meaning and vitality do not come from what you acquire, but from what you integrate within. When you listen to your dreams, face your shadow, and harmonize your inner opposites, you awaken to a deeper reality where life itself becomes creative, soulful, and aligned with your true essence. This is the path of spirituality and the promise of spiritual awakening, to no longer seek the soul outside, but to realize it has always lived within you. 5. Union of opposites and the self. Wholeness is not about rejecting parts of yourself, but about embracing them completely, allowing light and darkness, masculine and feminine, the outer mask and the hidden inner world to come together as one. This union is what Jung called the philosopher's stone, the treasure of the self, and it can only be found when you surrender to the higher wisdom within you. By doing so, you begin to heal old wounds, expand empathy, and align yourself with the deeper mysteries of life. As Jung said, "Who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakes," reminding us that the true path of spirituality and spiritual development begins not with chasing outward success, but with the courage to look inward. To awaken means to see that every contradiction within you is part of your wholeness. Day cannot exist without night, just as the inhale is meaningless without the exhale. When you allow opposites to coexist, you no longer battle against yourself. You discover peace, resilience, and authenticity. This is why every setback has value, because your failures are as much teachers as your triumphs. The rational mind and the emotional heart may often conflict, but instead of silencing one, you can learn to listen to both, letting them work together to guide you. The more you embrace this inner balance, the more deeply you understand others. For by accepting your own struggles, you naturally grow in compassion. Wholeness does not come through perfection, but through integration, honoring every part of yourself as sacred. Each time you face your fears, acknowledge your flaws, and embrace your shadow, you unlock a new dimension of wisdom. In daily life, this means asking, how can I unite the parts of myself I usually divide? How can I live as one whole being rather than fragments at war? The more you practice this awareness, the more you cultivate patience, empathy, and strength, standing firm like a rock against life's storms. As we close, remember that the secret path to finding your soul is not hidden in the noise of the world, but in the quiet spaces within yourself. Carl Jung reminds us that true fulfillment comes when we dare to journey inward, embracing both our light and our shadow, and discovering the wholeness of who we truly are. If this message spoke to you, I invite you to like this video, share it with someone who might need it, and subscribe to Spiritual Wisdom. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our upcoming videos on the profound insights of Carl Jung and timeless spiritual wisdom.